Hey, what's going on, guys? We're in the studio again. So we're gonna be talking about this really awesome plugin. Honestly, I just found this plugin and oh my god, I am just starstruck from this plugin. It's honestly one of the coolest plugins I've ever seen out there. It turns the tide on how a workflow can change. Let's take a look inside. Alright, so here we go. So this plugin is called the Monofilter. Sorry. So this plugin is called the Monofilter. This pack absolutely blew my mind away. So there's a ton of different workflows out there, right? You want to make sure that everything is getting taken care of, everything is in the right space, all the frequencies are having the correct areas, and that everything is coherent and cohesive and everything is glued together and at an equilibrium. This plugin pack, oh my god, like I just can't believe, I mean, this plugin is super cool. So what it does is it filters off certain frequencies inside of a channel, mix, etc., and it makes those frequencies mono. So you could go into this plugin, filter out some certain aspects of the frequency spectrum and change it to mono. When I think of this kind of stuff, this can really help out a mix's uncertainty. And when you're trying to make sure that every single instrument has its own space, it can be really difficult to fine-tune certain aspects of a mix. And not all plugins can do that. Some of these plugins out here, they kind of do a general calculation in restoring certain aspects of a mix. So there's certain controls where it can only go so far. This one changes the game. This one, you can select these frequencies, these certain frequencies, right? And you can put them in a specific area you deem helpful for the mix. So there's really no need to go into the PDF as much. It's a very straightforward plugin. There's no need to go into Plugin Doctor because it's not really a plugin to really test its frequency response out. We're gonna pull it up in a mix here. It's honestly, it honestly speaks for itself. Let's take a look. Okay guys, so here is New Gen Audio's Monofilter PDF file manual. So from the start, it looks like it's a pretty intriguing PDF. I like the cover. Alright, so we got introduction, controls. Now, if you guys are kind of bored of these, kind of like me, I'm more into what the plugin does to your mix, how it really changes up certain things and how it performs, rather than the black and white's interpretation of how things operate. So if you guys get really bored and you don't really want to look through this video, go to the next section in the mix section where I test out the plugin. Otherwise, for those who are really interested and really want to know how this plugin works, keep following me and we'll keep trying to see what this is all about. Okay, introduction. The Monofilter is designed for control of stereo width and phase correlation in low frequencies of the audio spectrum. We have paid particular attention to the practical application of this process, allowing for optimization at all stages of the recording process. Tracking, mixing, and mastering allows for rapid and intuitive low frequency correction. Oh, that's unfortunate. Low frequency correction. That kind of sucks. It's kind of like, okay, well, I kind of wish you could do it with all the frequencies. Like, why would you want to do it with all frequencies? I don't know, but we'll keep playing around with it. Monofilter uses high quality filter algorithms based off of audio transparency and simply delivering the results of the process without generated coloration. Okay. All right, so we got input control zone, monofilter process control, phase correlation adjustment. Well, that's kind of arbitrary. It's like the 3 is just smack in the middle, and I'm just, it's like, what, where is this which? Okay, moving on. I'll put 5 parameter display. Process source, select. Okay, so you can select the right or left channels. You got your meters, it looks like, and how much you want to trim them. Or you can do the auto function, the auto enabler, the auto button, what have you. We got, let's see, high pass filter cutoff frequency, stereo width. Looks like you can control the width. And the lows, display algorithm. Let's go to 9, almost 9. Okay, so we got 0 latency, linear phase, and it looks like HQ. This section just determines the type of filter. 0 latency is a 0 latency algorithm designed for use when immediate audio throughput is required. Linear phase is a transparent option with a slight process latency. Okay, so that's for mixing and mastering. And the HQ option switches in a higher definition process at the expense of increased CPU. Shoot. Note, when HQ mode is selected or deselected or the process algorithm is changed, the VST host will need to recalculate the plugin delay compensation. If the mode is changed during play lag, this can lead to a glitch in the sound output. Okay, so that could display some problems for you. It could overload the system depending on what kind of computer you have. So this kind of answers one of my concerns. So when it comes to picking and selecting different frequencies and putting them in different places in the mix, it's going to introduce some phasing problems, which means some frequencies can go in areas that you don't want them to go. And it looks like they installed a phase repair inside this plugin. So it looks like you might, unfortunately, this plugin is quite extensive and intricate. You're gonna need to really read into this to really fully understand how to operate this plugin. Unfortunately, there is some stuff in here that requires an advanced understanding of how a mix works and how a plugin works. They are mentioning some terms in here where the basic and upcoming mix engineers will probably have a hard time understanding. I have a basic understanding of this plugin right now. I haven't fully dove into the PDF file here. I just have a general understanding of how the plugin works, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever heard. We can keep reading on, guys. Monofilter is a versatile effect that has many practical applications, both in the studio and during live recording and performance. True. Here are some suggestions. And some other useful information to a practical benefit. Yeah, there's some high-end information in here that requires some sharp focus and trial and error. So I'm just gonna move on into the mix here, because going over all that stuff, guys, will take a very long time, and I know that it's pretty limited when making a video. So we're gonna move on into a mix here and check it out that way and try to give you a representation of what's really going on. Alright, so here is Monofilter. To my understanding, the biggest controls that you want to really memorize is this spectrogram right in the middle. This spectrogram right in the middle here is how it controls the stage for stereo and mono outputs. So let's see how far can I... This one. Oh, look at that. I don't know why they were saying we're only going to control low end. I mean, I guess the one thing I wish they could do is maybe input some certain sections in here where you can cut in and cut out, and make like, okay, so like if they have like multiple, if you're able to grab multiple of these, there's no way to create more of these vantage points. Can I do this? I can't even scroll in, where I can just have like from 50 to 200 selected, and only that's mono, and then the rest is stereo from 250, 350 to 1K, and then mono it from 1K or 1.5K to 10K. I could see that being super cool. They have a plugin that can do that for frequencies. But if they were able to make an update so that you can make multiple points, multiple vantage points, that would be super cool. But unfortunately, it looks like you can only create this one, and let's see, that's about it. That's pretty much it. Okay, so I have a little guitar going on in here, and let's check out what this thing can do. Let me pull up this. All right, guys, here we go. Let's test it out. Okay guys, so as you can see, when I'm touching the arrow here, for a lack of a better term, it really scrunches down that stereo field. And I mean, you can get really selective with that, and really you can get really selective and get really finite with those edits to try and control your low end, basically. Gosh, you know, I kind of wish you were able to hone in on the upper end of the frequency spectrum. It's like, why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't you have some options available to control the top end of things, and they just mainly focus on the low end? I don't know. I mean, the low end can be a pretty subjective place to control when dealing with mixes, but as you can see from the spectrum, the stereo field analyzer here from Insight, it clearly does make the signal mono, and it does a pretty great job. I know plugins out there where you just hit a mono button and that's all it's gonna do for you. There's nothing more that it's gonna do for you, and it'll just focus everything in the middle, and you can't really get creative with it. This plugin lets you basically reinvent mono. I mean, this is a huge plugin to have in your arsenal. Honestly, I'm blown away. The only thing that I'm kind of on the plank for right now is that there is no way to get more selective with what you want mono inside the spectrum here. And then the manual's pretty complicated. You're gonna have to spend a little bit of time to figure out what you can do with this plugin. But overall, it's a very simple plugin to use. You just drag these points right here in the spectrum, and it makes your signal mono however wide you want it, however narrow you want it. And I feel like if you get this on the headphones, it's gonna sound super nice. You'll be able to hear more frequencies. I think this would definitely make your mixes stand out, guys. All right, guys, so we've reached our limit in time. So do I think that the Monofilter is worth the purchase? Good God, yes. Go and get this freaking plugin. What are you doing sitting right there listening to me? Like, seriously, go and get this freaking plugin. New Gen, I really hope you can create an update for this plugin so that you can be a little more eclectic with the options that you have for the frequencies you want to have in mono. They kind of addressed my concerns when it came to phasing, because I know when it comes to controlling the certain aspects of the stereo field, phasing can happen, and we do not want that. So it looks like they were able to address that, but unfortunately it just seemed like you are only able to focus on the low end, and then there's just one point where you can drag and fix the low end just like that, and it's just like, okay, well, maybe I want to control my mids, maybe I want to control my highs. Like, why can't I do that? Why can't I take some points, create some points here and there, and just, I don't feel like that's what our creative lifestyles are all about, is just having one option available to us. And it's kind of disappointing. I mean, it's there. It's honestly, it's there. It's just, I feel like there's more to be unlocked. Overall, I give this plugin like a 4.5. The only thing that bugs me is that I haven't really tested out the phase issues. I don't really like the options you have available to make certain parts of your signal mono. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's no other plugin out there that does this. I mean, there isn't. I have quite a few plugins that can make the signal mono, but it just scrunches everything together. Everything just mono. Whereas this, you can be like, oh, maybe I can have it like this, or maybe like this, or maybe somewhat all in the middle. I mean, it's there. It's there. It's just, it's not all there. So go get this pack, guys. Honestly, I don't know why you've been listening to me for 30 minutes, 25 minutes. Go get this plugin. Check out the website, cavio.net. If you need any information, you can contact me. Check out the Facebook. If you need any help with music industry news, or if you need any help with mixes, or if you need an opinion on your mixes, hit me up. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about this software bundle. And that's it. Stay safe out there, guys. Oh my God, like, people are just insane out there right now. I mean, good Lord, like, I don't know. Stay safe.